Assalamualaikum to Dr. Azira and Madam Liana. My name is Nur Syafiqah Ilyani binti Sulaiman. In this video, me and my partner named Nur Amira binti Muhammad Adha will present our research, which is factors that affect customer satisfaction among students UiTM Seremban 3 in dealing with the Companies Commission of Malaysia, or also be known as CCM. CCM that was mentioned in the video is referring to CCM Seremban.
Now we move to the introduction. According to Levesque and McDougall 1996, define customer satisfaction as customer attitude we act towards the service provided by the organization. Customer satisfaction also refer to measure how the product or the service provided by the organization can fulfill or exceed the customer expectation. It is very important for the organization to have a good customer satisfaction because it shows that the employee are perform their work very well. The research conducted is about factors that affect customer satisfaction among student UiTM Seremban 3 in dealing with Company Commission of Malaysia. The researcher will examine the relationship between tangibility, reliability, assurance, responsiveness, and empathy with the customer satisfaction. Next is problem statement. CCM is involved in managing customers, so they cannot escape from dealing with customer complaints. The rapid growth of business in Malaysia caused the demand for CCM to improve their performance in order to fulfill their responsibility to solve the complaint made by the customer. All the complaints that remain unsolved will affect the customer satisfaction. So, it is very important for the organization to have good customer satisfaction as it will contribute to the successfulness of the organization.
Next is research objective and research question. In this study, there are 6 research objectives and also 6 research questions. Objective 1 until 5, the researcher wants to determine the relationship between all independent and customer satisfaction. And for objective 6, the researcher wants to determine the most significant factor that influence customer satisfaction. Meanwhile, for the research question is reflection of the research objective.
Now, I will continue with the conceptual framework. Our conceptual framework consists of 5 independent variables, which is tangibility, reliability, assurance, responsiveness, and empathy. For our dependent variable is customer satisfaction. For research method, it consists of few elements. The first element is research design, which is the researcher used the quantitative method to conduct this study. For unit analysis, the researcher chose the student who used to deal with the CCM. While for sample size, it requires 300 respondents to conduct this study. For sampling technique, the researcher decided to use the stratified sampling technique. While for data measurement for independent and dependent variable, the researcher used the Likert scale, which is 1. Describe the strongly disagree and 5. Describe the strongly agree. For data collection, it has been divided into 7 sections, which is consists of section A to section G. Section A describe the demography profile of the respondent, while section B to section G describe the independent variable and dependent variable. Lastly, for data analysis, the researcher used the multiple regression and Pearson correlation. So moving to our chapter 4, which is findings. For demographic profile, it consists of 5 elements, which is gender, age, program code, semester, and how frequent the respondent go to CCM for their business purposes. In this slide, I will explain the main findings of our research. The first variable is tangibility. The first objective of our research is to determine the relationship between the tangibility and customer satisfaction. Based on the result, there is significant and positive relationship between tangibility and customer satisfaction. The R value is 0.630, while the P value is 0.000. Hence, reject H null and accept the H alternative. The second variable is reliability. The second objective is to determine the relationship between reliability and customer satisfaction. There is positive relationship between reliability and customer satisfaction. Based on the result, the R value is 0.717, while the p-value is 0.000. Hence, reject H null and accept the H alternative. The third variable of our research is assurance. For the third objective is to determine the relationship between assurance and the customer satisfaction. Based on the result, there is positive relationship between assurance and customer satisfaction. The R value of the assurance is 0.694 while the P value is 0.000. So, reject H null and accept H alternative.
I will continue for the next variable. The fourth variable is responsiveness. The objective is to determine the relationship between responsiveness and customer satisfaction. There is positive relationship between responsiveness and customer satisfaction. The R value is 0.763 while the P value is 0.000. Hence, reject H null and accept H alternative. The next variable is empathy. The fifth objective is to determine the relationship between empathy and customer satisfaction. There is positive relationship between empathy and customer satisfaction. The R value is 0.727 while the P value is 0.000. Hence, we reject H null and accept H alternative. The last objective is to determine the most significant factors that influence customer satisfaction. Referring to the results, responsiveness has the most significant influence towards customer satisfaction, as the value of beta obtained was the highest among the other independent variables. These are the summary of the findings. For the objective 1 to 5, the researcher used Pearson correlation and the hypotheses are reject H null and accept H alternative, while multiple regression was used for objective 6 and responsiveness is the most significant factor that influence customer satisfaction. We move to research recommendation. There are 3 recommendations provided in this study. First is encourage employee training and development. CCM need to provide training to improve the employee knowledge, abilities, and skills. Second is improve the quality of service. The CCM should look into the element of service quality such as tangibility, reliability, assurance, responsiveness, and empathy in order to improve their service quality. And lastly is identify and analyze customer complaints. CCM need to identify the weakness and correct the various causes of the customer dissatisfaction.
So these are our research limitation of the study. First, limited location coverage. Second, quantitative study, which is lack of in-depth findings. For future suggestion, the first suggestion is to expand the coverage of the location. And second is to construct a mixed research design, which is consists of qualitative method and quantitative method. Lastly, for the conclusion, based on the result, the researchers can conclude that CCM has fulfilled all the elements that are needed in achieving the customer satisfaction. This shows that the customer is satisfied with the service provided by CCM based on the factors that were chosen in the study. That's all from us. Thank you.